It's been far too long since I've posted on this channel, but today we're going to be upgrading my Rivian R1T with a slide-out triple-door toolbox that goes inside of that gear tunnel behind the rear passenger seat. It's called the R Max, sold by EV Sportline, and I've already, having gotten the boxes, I have some opinions on it. This system behind me is extremely heavy, far heavier than I thought. So instead of installing both sides, I'm trying to get away with just installing one side. What I have here are both the slides, and each one of the slides weighs 80 pounds, and then the triple toolbox weighs 60 pounds. Which, if I was gonna be using the toolboxes every single day, it would be worth hauling it around all the time. But since my tools are more of like an emergency basis, and just in case, it's weird for me to be hauling around 200 pounds just because. It's almost like carrying an extra passenger everywhere I go, which again is not that big of a deal, like 1% worth of battery in every tank. But still, to be as efficient as possible, I'm gonna try to get away with just installing one side. Normally in my gear tunnel, I have a toolbox, the air hose for the rear compressor, and it's just kind of a catch-all storage space for anything that I wanna haul around and keep locked up. So normally we're supposed to have two sliders, one on the passenger side and one on the driver's side, and they both bolt into these two screws right here, because when we slide this all the way out, there's a balance issue on the other side, where like if they were bolted together and bolted into the truck, there would be no tippage and the drawer would stay level. When it does tip down, it rests on the gear tunnel door though, and so I'm wondering if we add a plate to the back side to touch the roof, if that would solve all of our problems. The bolts are installed. Now it's time for the toolbox.
It's backwards.
No, I think it's right. Nope, you're right. Okay, let's flip it around. So far, it's only taken about 30 minutes to install, and it's an extremely slick setup. I think having the 3 drawers on one side is totally worth the extra weight. However, I still don't want to sacrifice the rest of my gear tunnel just for stability. I want to be able to throw things in the other half while having my tools in this side. Since I'm wanting to keep that other half of the truck empty and save 80 pounds of weight, we've custom designed a plate that can bolt into 2 of the holes on the other side of the slider. We've added a riv nut to the 2 empty holes. These holes were already in the design and are made to connect the 2 bottom sliders together. Then we used a laser cutter at our wheelchair factory to cut out the plates, 1 plate going up to the top and 2 smaller plates to snug into the sides of the gear tunnel. And then we powder coated it, not a wheelchair blue, since we happen to have a lot of that powder coat laying around. Having access to a wheelchair factory is kinda nice. The next problem was trying to fit myself inside of the gear tunnel to use those 4 bolting locations to secure the plates snug against the walls of the gear tunnel so that nothing moves around while we're in motion or the drawers are open. Gotta like dislocate our shoulder to get in there. We're using 4 25mm M8 bolts to secure our plates to the bottom sled. So if you look deep down there, you can see that we have the vertical piece that keeps the whole thing from shifting up, and then we have 2 pieces on the side scrunched over so that they won't shift side to side. And moment of truth. And it does not hit anywhere and does not bounce down like it used to. Nice. I filled it up just how I like it, and let me show you the final result. Honestly, I'm surprised that Rivian hasn't made an accessory like this. In the smaller drawer right here, I have consumables like a windshield crack repair kit, as well as some staples, some small nails, large nails, drywall screws, drywall anchors, thread locker. And then over here, I have, a hammer, the Chris Fix wrench set, a bike pump, since we have a lot of, bike tires in our rigs and stuff, some zip ties, jerry rig knife, permanent markers. Middle drawer has some Sawzall blades, bits, drill bits, stapler, pliers, tape. And then my favorite drawer down here has all my Milwaukee tools. And so it does have a lot of space for these 12-volt M12 batteries, but it also is tall enough for the larger batteries as well as a charger. Now at some point I want to take this cable and run it through the side of the toolbox and into the outlet that you can almost see way down in there, and just make sure that the wire doesn't get pinched as it's sliding in and out. That way the batteries can charge when this drawer is open. If you want one of the custom metal brackets to do a half system of your own, just send me an email, but hopefully EV Sportline starts selling an adapter of their own, because it is kind of nice for those of us who might not be using it all the time to just use half of the system. Either way, I'll leave a link for the EV Sportline R-Max down in the video description. This thing is fantastic and I plan on using it a lot. It's a nice peace of mind knowing that anything that I might possibly need in the future is just stored very neatly and organized in the tunnel of my truck. Link is down in the description, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.